Yeah, today I'm going to be looking at Robin Year 1 and how Chuck Dixon solved the Robin problem. Dun, 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 dun. Oh yeah, I'm pretty good. Robin is a very famous character, been synonymous with Batman since the 1940s. His appeal outside of the fiction is that a young reader could identify themselves as the character and share in Batman's adventures. However, within the fiction, especially as Batman has constantly been reinvented, the Robin character came across run into several problems. How on earth did it make sense for a dark and stealthy character to have a partner that wore such bright colours like a human target? Why on earth did it make sense for Batman to endanger a young partner in the first place? Um, these objections over the years have been constantly being raised. Some people have gone so far as to suggest that the storyline Death in the Family had a public vote as to whether the second Robin, Jason Todd, should survive an explosion set by the Joker. And not Dennis O'Neill, I think at the time, said we knew that Dick Grayson was a favourite, but we weren't sure about Jason Todd. But I'm sure that some of the people that rang up and suggested that and asked for Robin to be killed are people that didn't like the character of Robin in the first place and thought that Batman should always be a dark and brooding character on his own. In live action, the character has had a rough time. He's been most famously played by Burt Ward in the 1960s TV series. While he was a huge part of the success of the show, he's also part of the campy tone. For some more recent live action creators, Robin is nothing short of a liability. He didn't get past the script stage of the Burton movies, and the Dark Knight actor Christian Bale has been quoted as saying, "If Robin crops up in one of the new films, talking at the time, I'll be chaining myself up and refusing to go to work." Yikes. And that was the done thing. To distance your film as a gritty and dark depiction of Batman, you have to tell the press, look, there's no bright colours here, look, there's no Robin. It doesn't help that one of the worst movies in the entire series is actually called Batman and Robin. Robin Year 1 solves a lot of these problems. And this isn't the dark caped combat redesigned Robin of Tim Drake, or the redesign that was shown in the Arkham games. This is like the full-on kid, Dixie boots and everything from the 1940s. And page 1 of the book is a crook yelling at his lawyer that his arrest came at the hands of a freaking kid. A few more pages in, you get Bruce Wayne admiring the finesse with which Robin took down a kind of crook. And so it's like Robin is shown as being a trained circus acrobat, where Batman, or Bruce Wayne, isn't. So right from the start, Robin is a badass and quite capable of saving Batman from danger, rather than having it always be the other way around. But that's not enough. The early parts of the story, we get a narration from Alfred, and it's like Alfred raises the audience's concerns about Bruce Wayne, Batman, endangering a really young partner. Commissioner Gordon also kind of vocalizes his concerns, and it all comes to a head when Robin is nearly beaten to death by Two-Face, and is being forced to rush to a hospital. Bruce then dissolves the partnership, and whilst Robin is recovering, and Robin is just completely distraught, and Alfred kind of sees this, and whereas before he's wondering if it's a good idea for Robin to be a partner in the first place, he kind of feels for the boy when he's kind of like his purpose has been taken away from him. So that's how the story works. It's kind of like a lot of it takes place without Batman. It's almost like he's a side character, with Robin being very much the focus, and his arc being very much the focus. He fights Mr. Freeze outside a costume, and in the conclusion to that story, he kind of reconciles himself with Commissioner Gordon, saying, well, you don't like me very much. And he's like, no, I like you fine, but I don't like the fact that you hang out with Batman, and as a young kid, you should be doing other things. He breaks up the Mad Hatter's scheme without Batman's help, and this is very much inferred that it's a kind of child abuse operation that's going on. And Robin finds out the clues from school, which is not something that Batman is part of. So again, it kind of really focuses on Robin and Robin's story, Robin's emotional arc, Robin's heroic nature, and his character. And the kind of adults in the story are kind of left wondering what to do with them, what to do with this young boy that just wants to help and fight crime. The artwork is awesome. It's very reminiscent of Batman Year One. Um, I read the 80s edition of the greatest Batman stories ever told um, back in the 80s, and I loved it. But also I found lots of references to that in here. There's the Desmond the Blockbuster. He gets a little cameo in this. The the turning of the luxury yacht around into from international waters back into the jurisdiction of the Gotham PD is reminiscent of the original Joe Chill origin of Batman story. So I saw those little references there, here and there, and also you kind of get a sneaky little nod to Chuck Dixon's own creation of Bane, quite early in Batman's career. It's also really funny and a lot of fun. There's a lot of action in there. A lot of the characters get witty one-liners, kind of knowing little nods, and also you get the kind of the Burt Ward punching his own glove. They managed to get away with that and sneak that in there, and it doesn't hurt the character, doesn't hurt the story at all. But they managed to do that, which is probably the most 60s Batman Robin thing you can possibly do. The reason why I think it's Chuck Dixon that's doing most of this is because he's very familiar with the Robin character, or Dick Grayson particularly, because he writes Nightwing, or wrote Nightwing before this even started, I think. I'm willing to put most of the praise on Chuck Dixon because he really understands the character, and every objection that anybody's ever had of Robin is arguably, it's my opinion, but I think it's all been addressed in this volume. So to my mind, this is the best case for having a live action Robin, is to depict him like this, with Dixie boots and all. Um, and yeah, to be fair, I've not read Dark Victory by Jeff Loeb, and there may be other great Robin stories out there I'm not aware of. But don't feed him rats and call him a retard. Just give him a good story arc, and believe that young boys can be heroes and be brave, and just write that character, and you'll be fine. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on Robin Year One. I think it really does solve a lot of the Robin problems, as I say. I hope you like this video, and subscribe if you want to. Okay. Thanks. And Robin.